You've been told since childhood that college is the only path to success, that without a degree you'll be flipping burgers forever, that education is the key to wealth, respect, and security. But what if that key was copied and resold so many times it no longer opens the lock? In this video, we're going to break apart the boomer college lie. We'll expose how their version of college was dirt cheap while yours costs a fortune. We'll show how they graduated debt-free, while you graduate chained to a loan the size of a house. We'll lay out how their degrees unlock doors, but today degrees just flood the market and dilute value. We're going to talk about how boomers called student loans an investment, but in reality, those loans are a rigged system designed to keep you paying until retirement. We'll break down the difference between their summer job tuition fairy tale and your modern reality of endless debt servitude. And we'll hit the false promise that the right major guarantees a cushy job, when in truth most majors now guarantee disappointment. We'll walk through the inflation of tuition, the collapse of wages, and the way the banks, politicians, and universities turned education into one of the most profitable scams in history. You'll see how the same generation that told you to go to college also voted for policies that made it unaffordable and inescapable. By the end of this video, you'll understand that the system wasn't designed to lift you up. It was designed to milk you dry. You'll know the difference between the world boomers lived in and the trap you inherited, and you'll see clearly why the old playbook doesn't work anymore. So buckle in, because you're about to hear the uncomfortable truth about college debt. Not the version in glossy brochures and motivational speeches, but the version written on your monthly loan statements and in your empty bank account. Boomers told you college was the golden ticket. Work hard, get a degree, and the world would open its doors. They left out the part where the ticket now costs $250,000 and leads to a job that pays less than your rent. They bragged about paying tuition with a summer job. You could mow lawns all summer and cover a year of classes in 1975. Today you can mow lawns until your back breaks and you'll barely afford the campus parking pass. They say college debt builds character, but all it really builds is anxiety, bad credit, and a lifelong monthly bill that follows you like a debt-collecting ex-boomers, cashed in when tuition was cheap and degrees were rare. Now degrees are common and worthless, but the price tag exploded like fireworks in your bank account. They tell you education is priceless. That's funny because the bank puts a very real price on it, with interest rates that turn a $30,000 loan into a $60,000 nightmare. You can't even escape it in bankruptcy because the system was designed to chain you to that debt for life. They tell you the system worked for them, so it should work for you. But they bought diplomas at yard sale prices and sold them for corner office jobs. You bought a diploma at luxury car prices and got hired to make lattes for someone who dropped out. They say student loans are an investment. But if your investment takes 30 years to break even, while inflation eats your paycheck, that's not an investment, it's extortion with tassels and a cap gown. They tell you just pick the right major, as if the job market is a menu and you can order financial freedom with fries on the side. Meanwhile, thousands graduate every year with degrees no one wants and debt no one forgives. Boomers say they had it tough. Tough is juggling 3 part-time jobs to cover rent, while your loan servicer emails you every morning like a needy pen pal. Tough is starting life 10 years behind because your debt is the size of a mortgage without the house. They tell you to work harder. But you are already working harder than they ever did, and still falling behind because the starting line moved while they were busy giving speeches about bootstraps. So here's the truth, the boomer college lie is one of the biggest scams in history. They told you a degree was the key, but the lock has changed, and the key now costs more than the treasure it's supposed to unlock. You don't need another lecture about how education is noble. You need a plan that actually works in today's world. Skills that pay now, not promises that maybe pay someday. Cash flow that doesn't require begging. Sally Mae for mercy. The boomer college lie put you in debt, but you don't have to stay there, because the real education is learning the game they never told you was being played. Here's what you just heard, and here's why it matters. Boomers told you college was a golden ticket, but that ticket turned into a trap. They bragged about cheap tuition and summer jobs paying for full semesters, but today, tuition costs a fortune, and summer jobs don't cover your books. They said student loans were investments in your future, but in reality, those loans are chains that lock you down for decades. They cashed in when degrees were rare and valuable, while now degrees are common, overpriced, and often useless. They said the right major guaranteed success, but you learned the hard truth that no piece of paper can guarantee financial freedom. The lie was simple and deadly. That college equals wealth. But you saw the evidence. Debt piled high, salaries that lag behind, and a system where the banks win, even if you lose. So what do you walk away with? Number 1, college isn't the guaranteed path they told you it was. Number 2, the debt game was built to keep you paying forever. And number 3, the only real education that matters today is learning how to create income streams that are yours, not the system's. That's the lesson. That's the takeaway. The boomer college lie put millions in debt, but now you know the truth and you know the playbook has changed. The choice is simple. Keep repeating their lie or build something real that works in the world you actually live in, and